Live? We should be live at this point. Yo, what's up? What's up? It's Coach Nick Money and the indelible one, the only
DBL Nick's in the house.
in the house, and of course, the stock queen herself, DBL Moms.
Hey!
And we're ready to do our show. Remember, this is just a show, not financial advice or stock advice. We're not stock or financial advisors. It's just a show.
Da 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 da.
You got that. All right. If you're not subscribed to us on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe on YouTube. And if you're not following us on Twitter, x.com, we're at Coach Nick Money, at Coach Nick Money, at Coach Nick Money on Twitter, x.com. And if you want, you can also follow us on Twitch, at Coach Nick Money on Twitch. At Coach Nick Money. Ladies and gentlemen, we also have a special for our Discord. It's simply 99 cents for 7 days, and then it's $39.99 thereafter. We call a lot of bangers. A lot of times we called BENF last week. That went parabolique and has continued to run today. And this morning we called SGE, which went up 107%. XBP, which went up, 120, 130%. We called it last week as well. And of course we called TCBP, which also ran over 100%. We just made different, ladies and gentlemen. Just made different. And remember, sharing is caring. So if you don't mind, share the stream and let's get right into it. Right now we're looking at XBP. XBP formed a descending wedge and now is consolidating.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded, and remember to share.
Sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. So XBP, we're looking at it right now. It formed a descending wedge. It also formed a double top right over here. So let's get the graffiti pencil out and start marking this sucker up right now. There's resistance right at the 469 mark, and you have a double top right here. It is consolidating. It did form a descending wedge, and there's a channel. Channel time. Let's go and get the other graffiti pencil out and create that channel, ladies and gentlemen. And that channel would be right over here. Right there. So we got a channel. So it's got to decide what it wants to do. It does have a descending wedge, but you do have a double top with consolidation. It's running on no news. So there's a risk of a flush. And right now it looks like the double top is the prevailing pattern. Hopefully not, but it does look like it is the prevailing pattern, which would indicate a downward trend. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully we do get a descending wedge out of this and a reversal. But let's go and take a look at some of the other stocks that we're looking at. Since this one is unclear at this momento, let's go and take a look at TCBP, which had a parabolic run. It pumped and it dumped. It's a low float stock, I believe. Let's take a look at the float. 2 million shares, and it had volume of 3.66 million, and it had news. It announced an execution of a second non-binding letter of intent for acquisition targeting innovative CART therapies. It's non-binding, and as you can see, it pumped, and it seems to have dumped. So my philosophy on this one, Doubles, what have you done for me lately? Next, let's take a look at ALLR. ALLR had a nice little run on news. It had news that it exceeded NASDAQ's minimum equity requirement, requests voluntary withdrawal of Form S1, so it's withdrawing a public offering, and it is a low float stock of 308,000 shares, and the volume so far in the AM has been 10 million. Fighting a cold, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm still pumping. Okay, so let's take a look at it. It is a micro float. Got to get some of that espresso coffee. Espresso coffee it is. There we go. All right, took some cough medicine, fighting it. Okay, looks rather choppy. It's below VWAP. Not particularly schmexy at this juncture.
Not schmexing.
It's only up 20%. Side chart, FLA. Side chart, FLA, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go back to XBP, see what it's doing, see if it's made up its mind which way it wants to go. Let's zoom in on this sucker. And again, we do have what looks like a double top. It is in this channel. It needs to stay above 415, I would say. and it needs to break out 469, which is the high of the day, so that we can say that it's going bullish. Right now, it is still unclear. Let's change the time frame. Take a look at the 5 minutes, see if we can garner any further information. And again, it still looks like a double top. You got a top over here, and you have this area of consolidation. We want to see it break 469 to give us a nice bullish appearance. Let's go back to the 1 minute. Take a look at the 1 minute. And let's take a look at some other situations here. Let's take a look at the fact that the RSI is smack in the middle, so it's not overbought or oversold. So there is room for it to turn around, but the volume candles are kind of light. The volume on it is light. There is no news on this stock. The float is relatively low, though, at 8 million shares, so that's kind of good. And the volume is kind of high. There's been a lot of conversation on this stock on social media, which I would gather has pushed the stock upward. We do see it trying to break upward. We're going to keep an eye on it, see if it can break the 469 high of day. Volume is still relatively light on it. The level 2 is very thick on both the ask and the bid. There's a lot of asks, a lot of bids, but it is curling up right now, and it is approaching that sticking area, which is right around 464, which is where the other two previous highs are. So does it make a triple top, or does it break through and go up? Again, not a lot of volume, and if it forms a triple top, then obviously we would be saying that it looks more bearish than bullish. Remember, we're not financial advisors or stock advisors. This is just a show, and we are sharing it with you. We're just sharing with you some fun stuff. So let's see if, in fact, it can break beyond 464, 469, and move up, or does it form a triple top? It does not have a lot of volume, which is not a good sign for it, but let's see what goes on. Let's take a look at it. We still have 23 minutes before the bell ring-a-dings, ladies and gentlemen, and we do see a little bit of a bottom tail. A little bit of a bottom tail forming, and that's always a good sign, because we like our bottoms. We like our bottoms. Tails. Bottom tails. Yeah. Uh-huh. Come on, more bottom tail. Let's go. Test 469. If it breaks 469, let's see what it can do. Let's go ahead and change some of the time frames and take a look at some larger time frames. Larger time frames, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a look at larger time frames here. Let's go ahead and check that out. All right, we're at the 1 hour. That doesn't really give us much information. Let's go to the 4 hour. Okay, when we look at the 4 hour, you can see that it is curling somewhat. Curl. All righty, let's go ahead and see if we can do some drawings right here. How about right over here? Let's change the graffiti pencil. Change the graffiti pencil and the higher time frame so that we can see what it's doing. All right, maybe over here. And maybe over there.
Yeah.
And there.
Yeah.
Okay, and let's go ahead and zoom to the 1 minute. Zoom 1 minute. And again, it looks like it is forming a triple top. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the 5 minute. And if it does form the triple top, that would be not a good thing, not a bueno thing. In fact, we're getting closer to the 9:30 bell, so could be that maybe it takes a dip at the bell. You know what I mean? A dipperoo. And will it recover after the bell? Who knows? Possibly. But it is certainly forming what appears to be a triple top. It needs to break this 469 area to become Shamex-y. So let's see if it could do it. We have other levels over here. We're waiting. We're trying to see what happens. Pardon-moi. I have to cough for a second, so give me a moment. Okay, I'm back. Man, that was a powerful cough. I didn't want to do it in your ears, ladies and gentlemen, so I turned the mic off. That's what I did. Now, we still look like we have a triple top here, so I'm going to draw with my graffiti pencil another line right there and right there. And yes, we have 1, 2, 3 triple tops so far. Will it get enough juice to break through? We're getting close to a 1 million volume at the moment, so hopefully the volume will come in and push it through. That's what we're hoping for, but I am not really feeling this right now. I'm going to go and take a look at another stock, and I will wait for it to break this 469 side chart.
Side short.
Side chart, ladies and gentlemen, side chart. That's what we're looking at. That's what we're doing. All righty. Hold on 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting ourselves set up. All right, we're watching. We're waiting for it to try to break. Let's go take a look at ALLR. And let's go to the 1 minute on ALLR. Take a look at it, and it seems to be selling off. All right, so, I mean, not particularly sexy chart whatsoever, but maybe, let's get the graffiti pencil out. Maybe we get a little bit of a situation over here where it could be a potential descending wedge, but I don't see confirmation of that. It needs volume, and it's still selling off, and it is significantly below VWAP. If it gets down to the 200 EMA and doesn't bounce from that number, you know what I mean? You know, that type of stuff. But here's what's going on with ALLR. ALLR Therapeutics exceeds NASDAQ minimum equity requirement, requested voluntary withdrawal of its Form S1. That's good. And it is a micro float at 308,000 shares. So we will keep this one on a side chart. Side chart. TCBP. TCBP traded this one earlier, made some cashola on its run, but you could see that it pumped and it dumped. So right now, unless it gets over VWAP, which is around 236, not particularly schmexy. Not schmexy at all, ladies and gentlemen. So it will go on a no chart for now. We'll wait and see. BENF. BENF was a stock that we called last week that went parabolic. Parabolic to $13. Obviously, we called it before the parabolic run because that's what we do, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
okay, so let's zoom. And we could see that there was a... Oh, too much. Let's go right there. There was a descending wedge that failed, and it went all the way downtown, and it is still selling off. And, of course, we have this level over here. We're going to get a graffiti pencil out. This is a significant level of resistance right here. Right over here, just above VWAP, and you have resistance over here at 867, and then VWAP's at 855, and right now, if we zoom in, you can see that it looks like it's pretty much barcoding, which means that the market makers are creating the liquidity because there's not a heck of a lot of volume, which is no surprise because, ladies and gentlemen, this is a continuation play, and it's the second day of its run. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let's take a look at another stock, CMMB. That was also on the scanner. It is a sub-dollar stock. Not particularly schmexy. It doesn't have a lot of volume, but if we get the graffiti pencil out, maybe there's some hope because we can see that there is a degree of a trend line here. But again, not a heck of a lot of volume. It is a 85-cent stock. It's currently up 15%. I'm not seeing any news on it, and the float is on the heavier side at 12 million, and there's only 286,000 shares of volume. So not even a side chart. What have you done for me lately, CMMB? CMMB, what have you done for me lately? B-U-R-U. 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 Let's take a look at it. And it pumped and dumped. It's another penny stock in the 27-cent range right now. And it had news. It announced the second contract with NASA. NASA, not Nassau County, but NASA, National Aeronautics, blah, 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 blah. Next generation blue laser space technology. That's the news. It's a heavier float at 16 million. But again, this is a very inexpensive stock, so we can forgive it for the slightly heavy float. And its volume is only 2 million. 2 million. Had some smexy news, but I guess not. Maybe that news was just a little fugazi. So we're gonna, I'll put it on the side chart just because of the news, but I'm not loving it. Buru. Doesn't that mean bull in Spanish? Or is it donkey? A burro. Burro. Used to be a great restaurant in Queens called the Five Boroughs. Great Mexican. Five Boroughs, yep. Great Mexican restaurant. And see, it was a play on Five Boroughs.
Yeah.
You got it. There you go. DBL. I'm sharing some insight here, ladies and gentlemen. If you're enjoying the show, please share. Because sharing is caring.
Yes.
Let's go to the next videotape. Let's go back to XBP. and see what's going on. Again, it formed a triple top, which would give us a bearish indication. It is in a channel. We're hoping that it breaks 469 and breaks out of this triple top situation. It looks like a triple top. We were hoping that it was going to be a descending wedge that would break out, but it just started channeling out and has formed these 1, 2, 3 tops over here. But it's in a channel. It's in a channel, so it's still unclear which way it's going, and the channel is pretty much between 415 and 469. We want it to stay above the 415 mark and break through the 469. If it does, here's some of the levels that we're looking at, potentially 558 and 620. But again, it is triple topping right now, and that is not a good thing. We don't like that.
No.
DBL moms, we don't like that.
We don't like that.
We don't like
like
that.
that.
No, 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 no. Okay, Mullen is on the charts. MULN. Let's see if it has any news. MULN signs agreement with California-based and HVIP-approved National Auto Fleet Group. This is as of 9:15 this morning. 9:15 this morning. And the float on this sucker is 6.5 million shares, 6.5 million shares. And the volume is very light right now at 240. So I would say side chart on it. I just never feel comfortable with this stock. But let's go ahead and put an MULN.
Yeah.
Side chart.
Side chart.
Side chart, ladies and gentlemen. And ALLR is selling off, unfortunately. So ALLR is in the dumpster. What have you done for me lately? It is trying to stay above the 200 EMA, but it's not doing a fine job. So once again, what have you done for me lately, ladies and gentlemen? What have you done for me lately? XBP is trying to break the 469 resistance level. We needed to break that 469 resistance level. I said 469.
469.
I didn't say 69.
Oh.
I said Mom! DBL moms. Easy. $4.69. $4.69. Ouch. I need to wear a football helmet because she gives me some of those. And you know, but here we go. Look, here's the problem with XBP. All right, it gave us a nice run. It's a continuation from last week, but look at these flushes, and there is no news. A lot of this is coming from social media conversation that kind of brought it up again, but there is no news. So we need for it to stay above that 415 mark. This is very scary right here. Top. And let's take a look at it on the 5 minutes so we can take a look at it and see what it looks like on the 5 minute. And you can see there's a lot of top red tails.
Oh.
We don't like the top tails.
We like the bottom.
We gotta have bottom tails. If you want to talk to us, you gotta talk to us about bottom tails. Ladies and gentlemen, we want some bottom tails. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want us to review some stocks, put the tickers in the chat and we'll check it out and we'll see what's going on because we still got another 12 minutes before the morning bell, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let's go back to the 1 minute on XBP. Let's zoom in. And again, it still looks quite bearish, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to get my graffiti pencil out and extend this right here, right there. And you can see very clearly top. And this descending wedge has not caused a reversal as of yet. But the good news is it remains within the 415 and 469 zone. So it's not giving up just yet. And maybe we get another pop. And if we can get it past 469, $4.69, maybe we got something. But we'll come back to the stock. Right now, it doesn't look particularly schmexy. Not particularly schmexy. Now, SGE ran up in after hours, and we called it in our private Discord, and it ran up 96% on Friday. And then we did a video over the weekend and alerted the stock, and of course, early pre-market, it shot up to 107%.
107%.
And then a massive sell-off. A disappointing massive sell-off, and here we are right now, but it is curling up. It has a long way to go to become trustworthy again. And you were very, very nice to us. You were very kind to us, SGE. It had news. Of a planned SPAC merger arrangement where it would be trading on the Toronto Exchange in addition to the New York Stock Exchange. And there would be a brand new CEO. There was going to be there's going to be a fund that's going to be backing it up, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of information. It is trying to curl back, but it has a lot of resistance points. You got 166 as a major resistance point, 175 as another major resistance point, and then of course you have VWAP at 179, and then you have this entire range over here where it kind of gets stuck. There's a lot of touching happening over here. A lot of touches. A lot of touches in this zone, you know what I mean? 190 to 220. All right, so we need to see it really curl up and show us some love. Show us some love. Now, here's the good news about the stock. The stock has a float of only 1.73 million shareroons. 1.7 million shareroons. Okay? And let's take a look at what it looks like on the 5 minute. 5 minute. And you know, you can make an argument that there's maybe a cup and handle forming here, maybe. But again, I want to see this really get above these resistance areas, especially 166, 175, and start moving to 179 before you become schmexy again.
Schmexy.
We need you to become schmexy again, SGE. You do have news, and they do have good financials, believe it or not. They have good financials, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let's go ahead and check out some more tickers. But before we do that, DBL Moms, I'm going to enjoy your wonderful, exciting espresso ice. You are the best. Let's go to Mullen. M-U-L-N. M-U-L-N. Let's get right into it. And we could see that it looks like a bit of a dead cat bounce on 1 day. Or 5 days. Let's go to 1 day. And we have a resistance level right over here. Let's get our graffiti pencil changed. $4.87 is a resistance level on this ticker. Let's go to the 5 minute. And you can see it does not look particularly wonderful, but it does have news. So we will put it on a side chart. And we will wait to see what it wants to do. Let's go back to XBP and see if it can break through that zone. Looks like it's pulling back. Looks like it's pulling back on the 5 minute. It does not look particularly good on the 5 minute. It looks like it is starting to curl downward. It is now on the 13 EMA. It failed the 9 EMA on the 5 minute. Let's see what it looks like on the 1 minute. 1 minute. And on the 1 minute, it looks really sloppy. It needs to stay above this zone right here. It's still above, so it still could be parabolic. It still could be. Let's go ahead and extend this. And we want it to stay above, right around 415. We want it to stay above 415, break 469. That's the game plan. If it can do that, then it could be schmexy. But right now, it is in consolidation mode, and that's no good for anybody. No, I don't like it. I want it to be parabolic. TCB, P. TCB, P. Let's take a look at it, and it's still selling off. Unfortunate, sad. I made money on it earlier. I made money on it, Mama. DBL Moms, I made money on it. Yeah, cashola, big bucks. I like big bucks. Yeah. Wow. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at another ticker. Let's see. Low float BENF. Let's see if it is moving back up. This was a big runner last week. Had a little bit of a run earlier in the morning and then sold off. And right now, it is just consolidating. Let's zoom in. It's consolidating way below VWAP. And it looks very barcode-ish. So, again, not particularly Shamax. Hey, let's go to SGE. Take a look at it and see what's going on with that. And it is curling up, but it is still struggling. We need to get clarification that it is breaking through 175. It has broken through 166, but barely, and it's not really holding. So we need to see it break 166 and hold, break 175 and hold, and then challenge VWAP. Challenge it, ladies and gentlemen. Challenge it. And then maybe SGE, you could get on my good side again. But until then, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Yeah, okay, you ran 96% on Friday and we called it. So what? Yeah, you ran 107% earlier this morning. But so what? What have you done for me lately? What have you done for me lately, ladies and gentlemen? What have you done for me lately? Show me. I'm from the show me state. Where is that? Missouri. Missouri is the show me state. Show me. Show me, XBP. Show me, show me. Okay, XBP looking still not so wonderful. Not so wonderful. You could start to see that it is really starting to form significant heads on this. So 1, 2, 3. Again, still within the realm of possibly curling up. Still within a channel. But we needed to break that channel. We needed to break that channel, break 469. That's what we want to see. Right now, we're trying to find something that looks Shamex. Let's try PNST. PNST. PNST.
By the way.
PNST.
By the way,
Yes.
Soto Chrysanthemos says, good morning, happy Monday. We are having a schmexy week, and I don't want to hear nothing about it.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Good. Hey, we already had 3 100% plus runners, ladies and gentlemen. So it's always schmexy time. Schmexy time. Schmexy time. I'm just saying. All right, let's see what else we got here. Not particularly loving PNST. PNST does not look schmexy at all. Not even a little bit. NUVO was moving earlier, but now has not really been doing much and not schmexy at all. Let's go back to XBP. It is the leading gainer of the morning. Let's see if it can break through. There's going to be a lot more people jumping into this bad boy. We got 3 minutes and 30 seconds before the bell. Will this be a bull trap where it starts to come up, hits resistance, and then flushes down? Very possible. We do have 1, 2, 3 tops over here, and it looks like the descending wedge did not prove itself to be valid at this juncture. But right now, we're going to keep an eye on it because this is the leading gainer. And again, I'm not loving it. I'm not loving what it's doing right now. Not loving it. No. I need to see it break 469. 469, mama. Ow! Take it easy.
I warned
$4.69.
I warned you.
Where's your football helmet? DBL,
Oh.
Where is your football helmet?
I'll get it for you.
Where is your football helmet, sir? Okay, let's see what's going on here. Let's take a look at CMMB real quick before we come back to this ticker. CMMB, low float, no news. Volume is not really high, and the float is on the higher side at 12 million, and it is currently up almost 19%, but not very schmexy at all, ladies and gentlemen. Not schmexy at all. Back to XBP. And XBP will zoom in. And again, it is still respecting the support area of around 415, 416. So that's a good sign, but it is below the 20, below the 13, and below the 9 EMAs. That's not schmexy. So we're waiting to see what happens under 2 minutes. Again, it's in a channel. It did form a triple top. We need volume. We need to see it break through these levels here. Let's zoom in a little bit more so you can see it. Break through. And then we have other levels above here if it can do that. So let's create a picture with a graffiti pen right over here.
Yeah.
Let's go over there.
Yeah.
Let's go over there.
Yeah.
Right over there.
Yeah.
And it's channeling, but we wanted to channel upward.
Channel time.
It is channel time. It is channel time, but we needed to break 469. That's what we want. We got a little over 1 minute before the bell. We will keep an eye on this particular ticker. Tick tock, tick tock, ticker. Ticker. Buru is moving upward somewhat. Let's take a look at it. Very choppy. It is a micro penny, very, very small penny at 24 cents, and it's only up 6.52. Back to XBP, leading gainer of the morning.
Yes, sir.
And a continuation from last week. We called it last week when it moved very aggressively, and it is a continuation this week. There is 40 seconds. It is curling. Let's zoom in, ladies and gentlemen.
Curl.
It is curling up. Yes, indeed. 1 minute, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
All right, we got 30 seconds before the bell. And we're waiting to see how it makes out this morning. 20 seconds. It has broken through the 9, 13, and 20 EMA. Does not have a heck of a lot of volume. It has formed triple tops, which is bearish, but it had also originally formed a descending wedge. Maybe the descending wedge was premature. Let's see what happens. We want to see it break through 469. Does it flush to VWAP? What is it going to do? Still needs volume. Not moving aggressively. Not moving particularly schmexy just yet. It's showing that it is up 99%. Does it hold the 415 or does it flush down? Again, we have a triple top, which would be indicative of a flush, flusharoo. But we're waiting. We're waiting to see what it does. SGE is moving up. SGE. We did the video on it, and again, it is breaking through the first level, which was 166, which was a key resistance area. It has to break through 175, which is another major resistance area, 175. We have an alert for that. We'll come back. Let's go back to XBP, and see what XBP is doing. And it looks like it is, in fact, respecting the triple top right here, 1, 2, 3, and it broke the support of 415. Now, does it hold VWAP or does it flush down? My guess is that it could very well fail on VWAP. Remember, it has no news. No news is bad news. No news is bad news. Now, it does have volume on it. Okay, it does have volume. Volume is 26 million shares that changed hands today, but you have this very large candle right here, so unless this starts to turn back up, it's not particularly schmexy. Hey. Now, we just heard an alert from SGE. It is over 175, and it's breaking VWAP. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now we're up 59%. Will it get into this area right over here? Let's get our graffiti pencil out. Remember, this area right here is a strong area of multiple touches.
Yes, sir.
See all the touches?
The touches.
It's moving 65%. This stock, particularly this stock right here, has news of a acquisition deal where it is going to be involved with a company that will list it on the Toronto Stock Exchange. Toronto Stock Exchange, I think it's the subsidiary of SGE that's actually going to be listed. We're at 68%, and it's taking off, ladies and gentlemen. It went up 96% on Friday, 107% earlier this morning. It is in the channel zone. Channel time. Break the channel. We need it to break $2.20, and it's in channel time. Break it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if it can break that channel. If it breaks that channel, maybe we'll have a high test. It's currently 78% up. Let's see. This is a significant resistance area. Let's zoom in. And that is a top tail. We don't like the top tail.
We like the bottom
We
tail.
want bottom tail. Bottom tail. Let's see what the volume situation is with SGE. It is a New York Stock Exchange stock. The float is 1.73 million, and the volume is 8.24 million. So that's good, but it needs to break that resistance area right over here of 190 and keep on trucking north. Let's see what it does. Let's go back to XBP real quick. Just take a peek, because that is the leading gainer so far. Yes, and it went below VWAP. Oh my, so we did get the flusharoo based on the triple top. Hey, what have you done for me lately? Now, does it hold to 200? Probably not. Let's get back to SGE. And will it give us channel time? Will it, or will it fail as well? So far, it had a high of 107% earlier in the morning, pre-market, and it was on news of an upcoming SPAC merger involvement. And we did a video on it over the weekend before it went up 107%. And of course, we called it in our private Discord before it went up 96% in after hours on Friday. So if you're not signed up for the Discord, there's a link in the description, and also pinned as the first comment. You could get 99 cents, 7 days, 99 cents in the Discord, and then $39.99. And if you're not subscribed on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube. And if you're not subscribed to our Twitter, it's @CoachNickMoney, @CoachNickMoney. And if you're not subscribed on our Twitch, it's @CoachNickMoney, @CoachNickMoney. Go ahead and do that. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And of course, sharing is always caring. So if you don't mind sharing the stream, let's have fun with everybody. All right, come on, SGE, we need you to break this critical area right over here. I'm going to create a little alert right over here, and then we'll take a look at some other tickers right at 191, I would say. Right at 191. Will you break 190? It broke 191. It broke 191. Now, we need you to get into this channel. In the channel, get the graffiti pencil out. Right there. Channel time. Channel time. Ladies and gentlemen. Channel time. Come on, no top tails. We do not want a top tail. No, sir. That's not what we want. We need you to break $2.
Bottom tail.
Bottom tail. Bottom tail. That's what we want. We need you to break 219. Top tail. No good. XBP. Let's see what's going on with that. And a massive sell-off on XBP. What have you done for me lately? It was a 100% plus runner in the middle of the morning. But now it's doing kakots. Nothing. Garbage. TCBP. Let's go to TCBP. And it's curling. Curl. VWAP test right over here. Ladies and gentlemen, right over there. And it does have news. Let's get the other graffiti pencil on so we can draw it. It's trying to break VWAP. It is breaking VWAP. Let's get some little bit of levels done here. How about over here? And how about over there? And maybe over here? And maybe we could do this one right here? And then, of course, the high of the day was 308. And TCB had news. TC Biofarm announced execution of a second non-binding letter of intent for acquisition targeting innovative CAR T therapies. The news came out at 8:30 in the morning. The float is only 2 million, and ladies and gentlemen, we have a volume of almost 8 million. So will it make up for its sell-off? Will it make up for its sell-off? It's currently up 54%. 54%. I would have to say that it deserves a side chart. Side chart FLA. Side chart FLA. Ladies and gentlemen, side chart FLA for TCBP. We will come back to you later. Let's see what's going on with SGE. SGE. What's going on? And it's having difficulty breaking that 191, 192 resistance area. We will put another alert on this so we come back to it. Come back to it at 191. That's what we want to see it break. And then we wanted to see it break 219. If it breaks those two numbers, we're Gucci. If it don't, we're not Gucci. A lot of top tails. I don't like top tails.
We like the
Bottom tails. Bottom tails. Bottom tails. Absolutely. Let's take a look at what it looks like on the 5 minute. And again, you can see a lot of top tail action on this particular ticker. So we will keep on searching. Keep on looking. Let's take a look at XBP and see what it's doing. Is it trying to get itself back together? It looks like it is. It's under VWAP. We need to see it break VWAP. Let's go to the 1 minute. Let's go to the 1 minute. Take a look at it in 1 minute. And theoretically, you could say that there is potentially a descending wedge reversal over here, but it has quite a bit of work ahead of it. Quite a bit of work ahead of it, I would say. Right over there, maybe, and maybe right over there. Right, there would be a wedge. We need to see it break all these resistance levels, and then you have this channel right here that it would need to break. Break that channel. Let's get the graffiti pencil out. Let's go ahead and draw the channel. Draw the channel. And again, 415 is a key resistance area. So if it can break through all these indicators, then we have 415 that it has to break through. And if it's going to continue, it has to get over 469. $4.69. $4.69. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm talking about. That's what's going on right now. Now, IMTE was another ticker that had shown up on the scanner. IMTE. Let's see what's going on. And it has very light volume. It's up currently 23.5%. And it's moving on very light volume. Let's take a look at IMTE and see what the specifics are. There's no particular news that I'm seeing. The float is only 1.92 million, but there's not a lot of volume on this particular ticker. So we'll put an alert right at the high, which is roughly just below $4. Just before $4. So we'll put an alert and see if it can get its act together. You do not get side chart leverage just yet. Not yet. Not yet. You're not worthy yet. No side chart for you. How about heavier float PRFT? PRFT. Looks like it was probably like some kind of an acquisition type of play because it's moving lateral and it's an expensive stock. So you're not schmexy at all.
Not schmexy.
You're not schmexy. No. NUVO. NUVO is trying to tickle VWAP. Let's zoom in. Major sell-off in the beginning. And now it's trying to tickle VWAP. And it's up 34%, but it's having difficulty breaking through VWAP. Let's see if there's any news on it. Don't see any news on it. It's a heavier floated stock at 23 million, and it doesn't have a heck of a lot of volume, but it is trying its best to move up. It's up 38%. Let's bring it down here. Take a look at what's going on, and it looks like it is getting into the oversold area of the RSI, but you do have some nice juicy green candles on volume. Juicy, Lucy. Ha ha ha. Ricky, you're so ridiculous. No, Lucy, you're so ridiculous. Lucy. My goodness. I feel snotty today. I got a cold. Hold on, I'm going to cough, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. All right, I'm back. I coughed my lung out. I'm back. See, I love you people, and I'm here even though I'm ill. I'm illin'. I'm not chilling today. I'm just illin'. Okay, this stock is still moving up, 39%, grinding its way up. I'm not seeing any particular news on it, but it's grinding its way up. Let's take a look at NRXP. That's another ticker, NRXP. And it too is grinding its way up. NRXP is up 39%. It does have some news, ladies and gentlemen. It has news. It announces a final clinical trial result. Superior safety combined with similar efficacy in the trial of NRX 101 compared to lurasidone in suicidal bipolar depression. And that's an 8:30 news on it. And the float is 7 million. Again, not a lot of volume, and it flushed. Not schmexy at all. Not schmexy at all. I need a schmexy stock. Ladies and gentlemen, show me some schmexiness, please. Let's take a look at what XBP did. Did it keep selling off, or did it recover? Uh-oh. And there goes the sell-off. Okay. And, of course, it is definitely one top, two tops, three tops. And, of course, this was not a reversal. Again, not done flushing. Let's get our pencil eraser out to erase this because it's obvious that this was not going to be that. But we were hoping maybe. And it is still selling off. It needs to hold 355 if we're going to keep looking at it. Let's zoom in a little bit. And you could see very clearly that the triple top happened and it sold off. So, again, a bull trap that was set up for the retail investors coming in at 9:30. 9:30. It pumped and dumped on no news. XBP. So if you caught it oily, you made money. So far, it's been trash. Trash right now. TCBP. Hey, XBP. Thank you for the memories. You ran last week. You ran earlier today. Thanks for the memories, but ciao for now. TCBP seems to be pushing on up. And here we go. It is recovering. Thank you for recovering, and you look like you halted. You little sneak you. You're up 93%. TCBP is up 93%. And I actually made money on this stock on its earlier spike up, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sir. And TC Biopharm announced execution of a second non-binding letter of intent for acquisition targeting innovative CAR-T therapies. And here's what's really particularly sexy about this. The float on it is a little over 2 million, and it has already changed hands over 14 million. Million shares. And now it has halted. And maybe we may just see a high test. Could we see a high test? Could we see a high test on this? Maybe. Let's see what it looks like on the 5-minute. I need some espresso. So here's some key levels for it. Needs to break $2.89, $3, and the high of the day, $3.08. Or it could form a double top and then become bearish. So it really depends on what's going to happen. When it resumes, maybe there'll be a little bit of a sell-off and profit taking. Will it dip and then rip? That's what we're hoping for. It has plenty of volume, but halts can never help with its momentum. So we will put an alert. We'll put an alert right over here. Right over here, hoping to see it break through and get an alert when it starts back from its halt. Halt. Ladies and gentlemen, when it resumes from its halt, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we're going to go and take a look at SGE, see how it's doing, SGE. And it broke through VWAP and then failed, ladies and gentlemen. It got into this particular zone of channel right here, this channeling zone, and now it's curling back up to test VWAP. Again, not particularly schmexy until you start to break this zone right here of resistance. You got a long way to go, SGE, but thank you for the memories. Thank you very much for the 96% run in after hours on Friday. Thank you so much for the 107% run earlier in pre-market. But until you break VWAP and then break this resistance area of 191 and 220, what have you done for me lately? We'll come back to you. You're a side chart right now. You're a side chart. Mullen, making some noise. Mullen, the old MULN, and again, not particularly schmexy, up 12%, but kind of a despicable chart here, so to speak. Not really that sexy. This looks like a hot mess. It could potentially move up, but I'm not loving it. So you know what? Let's see if it corrects itself. Let's put an alert right here. If it goes over 477, I'll come back and check you out and see what kind of shape you're in. But right now, you're just not doing it for me. You're not. Ladies and gentlemen, TCBP, we're waiting for it to resume. XBP gave us what it was going to give us today and seems to have sold off. Let's see if it's still selling off. And yes, indeed, it is in fact selling off. MULM seems to be moving. Let's go back to MULM. MULN is moving, and resistance would be high of the day at 487. Does it break it? It's only up 14% right now. Again, not terribly schmaxy. Not particularly schmaxy. Now, SBFM is a low float ticker that made a little bit of noise. SBFM, not any particular news per se. It did make it up to $1.10 pre-market and has consistently been selling off, but now it seems to be trying to curl its way back up. Again, not a heck of a lot of volume. We need to see it start making moves towards the $1 mark right here to become something of appeal, if you will. Appeal, right? Yeah. MULN is moving. Let's take a look at it. Will it, in fact, test the 487? Up! TCBP has resumed, ladies and gentlemen. TCBP has resumed, and it is moving. And we got it up to 101%. But it's a top tail. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't like top tails. You know the pattern. We like the bottom tail. High test. Espresso time. Espresso time, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh.
Yes, sir.
There we go. Come on now. No top tails. Break the $3 mark. Show me that you still got juice in the tank. Again, TC Biopharma announced execution of a second non-binding letter of intent for an acquisition of targeting innovative CAR-T therapies. And again, 2 million float stock, and it already has changed hands 16 million. But we're looking at a doji candle. We don't like doji candles. We like bottom tail candles. Bottom tails. We like bottom tails. Let's see what it looks like on a 5-minute. So far, the volume candle is red, and it is the RSI is in the overbought area. And you could see that on the 5-minute it is forming even greater of a top tail. So it is, in fact, pulling back. Ladies and gentlemen, it's pulling back. We don't like that. Let's go to the 1 minute. Let's see what's going on. And it is, in fact, pulling back. Let's see if it can hold this area right over here. Or does it do a flusheroon and it is still pulling back? It's still pulling back. Ladies and gentlemen, this may be very well a double top type of situation. That would not be good. Let's do it right here with the graffiti pencil atop over here. and a top over there, and that would be an indication of a bearish reversal. Let's see what it looks like on the 5-minute. And you can see it on the 5-minute, same thing. Top tails on both ends, so there's significant resistance at the $3. SGE moving up, SGE moving up. Let's go take a look at it. Let's see what's going on. SGE is hitting the resistance area of 192. It has broke the resistance. Will it break the next level of 219? Ladies and gentlemen, we want to see it break 219. Okay, now this could be the beginnings of an inverted, actually it could be a cup and handle right here. We thought this was the cup and handle, but maybe this is the cup and handle. Could it be? Let's get the graffiti pencil out. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Right over here, right there. Do we have a cup and handle right over here? There goes your handle. It's going to test the 219. It's currently up 86%. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get the other graffiti pencil. Let's create the channel. Channel time. Break it, baby. Break it, baby. It's breaking the channel. Now, is this going to be a false breakout, or does it keep on pumping? Up. Did it halt? Oh, maybe it halted? Or is this a false halt? Hold on. Hold on. It looks like it halted, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like it halted. Now, this could be a top, so it could be a triple top, or it could keep cooking. Now, this company has news, and it has a low float. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Right now, it halted up 94%. It already went up 107% earlier in the day, and it went up 96% on Friday. And we did a video on it during the weekend, and we gave it to our Discord members early, and we did a video on it, and we talked about the fact that it had news. It's looking to do a deal with FG Acquisitions to acquire Strong MDI Screen Systems, which is a subsidiary of SGE. And through this SPAC deal, this is a Canadian SPAC, through this SPAC deal, what's supposed to happen, DBL moms, is that they're supposed to be able to get people from the Toronto Stock Exchange in addition to the New York Stock Exchange. It's story time, DBL moms.
Yes.
Don't you like stories, DBL moms?
Love stories.
I love stories too.
Nice.
I love them. So the float is only 1.73 million. The volume is 16 million, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, you could check out the video that we did on it. The CEO on FG Acquisitions is going to become the CEO of the new company, and that guy's worth, I think, over 200 million buckaroons. Buckaroons, yeah. So the story gets juicy, ladies and gentlemen. And in addition to that, there's going to be some kind of a group that's going to be involved in helping the new holding company acquire other companies and make more money. So this is the story behind SGE. I like stories.
I like the story.
I don't know if it'll ever come true, but I like the story, and I like when it goes up even more. So for us, it's always a day trade. Always a day trade. But maybe it could be a swing trade, but not for us. We only do day trades. And again, this is not financial advice. We're not giving you financial advice because we're not financial advisors. We're not giving you stock advice. We're not financial or stock advisors.
This is just a show.
It's just a show.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
There you go. Nuevo is up 110%. Let's go back to Nuevo, which we showed earlier, and it in fact is curling up. So we'll wait for SGE to resume and take a look at Nuevo. Nuevo's up 110%. I don't see any news on it. Heavy float, 23 million shares. Not a lot of volume, but it went up, ladies and gentlemen, 110%. Side chart. And it looks like it halted. You know what? Let's go ahead and put a little ringy-dingy alert over here. Right there. So just in case it gets started again, we'll come back to Nuevo. Nuevo. Let's go see if TCBP has reignited itself after the halt. And it, in fact, double topped and flusher-rooned after the resumption. Sadness. Sad, but kind of predictable. We did see the double top on the 5-minute, and we did see the double top on the 1 minute, and it was halted, and of course it pulled back. Now, does it recover? That's the question. What we need to see happen is a break of this trend right here. Will the trend be friends, or is it done? We will come back to you, TCBP. Thank you for the memories, but what have you done for me lately? I'm moving on. NURO. NURO, TCBP. Ha! Not a lot of volume. Not a lot of volume. Up 110%. Let's go to the 5-minute chart so we can take a look at it. NURO, NURO, and not a lot of volume whatsoever. Oh, NUVO. I knew that didn't look right. NUVO. Okay, we have our alert. We're waiting for it to start over after a halt. It looks like it formed possibly a double bottom. Let's go into a different time frame. Let's go to 10-day. And you can see it over here. And over here, maybe. Let's see it break through. And we do not have any particular news on this stock. No particular news whatsoever. We're not seeing that. So we have our alert. We'll come back to it to see if it does anything Shamexy. But right now, we're waiting. We're waiting to see what it does. Let's go to Mullen, M-U-L-N. Ladies and gentlemen, M-U-L-N. And you can see it is quite choppy. It is up 16%. It tested the higher day at 487, went to 490, and flushed back down. I'm not feeling it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to SGE. SGE, it flushed on resumption, but it's coming back. Don't call it a comeback. We were here all along. Look at that. And it halted up again. But you still have a triple top type of situation. But it's not giving up. I'm going to get my graffiti pencil out. And we got this one over here. This one over here. And this one over here. So that is a triple top on the 1 minute. But let's see if we got something else going on here. Let's see. We do think that it was the beginning of a potential cup and handle, or if you want to get even more schmexy, you could say that maybe there was a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder. And this would be an inverted shoulder, which would be a bullish reversal pattern. Ladies and gentlemen, a bullish reversal pattern on SGE. Let's go to an old friend that seems to be popping in. AGBP, AGBA, and it is coming back up to another key level of 416. It is currently up 22%. AGBA has the deal with Triller, the competitor of TikTok, and also they're involved in bare knuckle fighting. Ooh. And they got a new owner, a guy named Conor McGregor
from the UFC.
The UFC guy. He's like the UFC guy, and he made like the scotch. He made the scotch or the whiskey.
Oh,
that guy. Yeah. So that's all going on with this particular stock, and we called the stock on April 18th before its parabolic run, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, that's what we do. Ladies and gentlemen. And it is moving up 22%. So we will keep it on a side chart. Side chart, ladies and gentlemen, because it's not moving fast enough, but it has done quite a bit in the past. But again, as I like to say, what have you done for me lately? Show me the money. Show me the Coach Nick money. Ladies and gentlemen, show me the Coach Nick money. Let's go take a look at NUVO and see if it has resumed. NUVO did in fact resume. We got a little bit of a bottom tail. Oh, it just popped our line. 123%. 125%, ladies and gentlemen. 125% on low volume. I'm sorry. Scroll down. Let me tell you what's going on over here. Let me see what's going on. Low volume, heavy float, but moving, and I don't see any news. And I'm going to put another alert right here. Right over there. Show me the money. Show me the money. We will come back to you. You are moving, but you are moving kind of choppy because you're on the thick side. Your float is kind of thick. You got thickness. Not that I hate thickness. I could learn to love thickness. Ow! DBL moms, relax. I love you. I love you. You're my gal. You're the stock queen. I only love you. Only you. Only you. Only you. Ha ha ha. But that's a top tail, and we don't like top tails.
We like the bottom.
We want bottom tails, ladies and gentlemen. We want bottom tails. Why we want bottom tails. Let's go and take a look at SGE, see how it's doing. And again, it does look like a potential triple top on the 5 and on the 1, but it does have momentum, and it does look like it did form the possibility of a cup and handle on the 1 and an inverted head and shoulders. So let's see what happens. Will this second halt pop its bubble? Or will it continue? Remember, this particular stock has news. It has news on Friday. It ran 96% on Friday. It ran 107% this morning. And right now it's up 94% on another halteroon. Another halteroon, ladies and gentlemen. Another halteroon. Yes, so let's see what's going on. NUVO. NUVO. Back to NUVO. It is now up 140% and pulling back at the $5 resistance level. We put an alert at 510, and we will come back to you. NUVO, you are thick with your float, low with your volume, but you've been moving quite impressively, and you don't really particularly have a lot of news, but that's okay. SGE has started to move. Ladies and gentlemen, 100. Oh my God. 131%. 131%, ladies and gentlemen. And it's formed a bottom tail.
Bottom tail.
A bottom tail, ladies and gentlemen. It certainly formed the bottom tail. Let's see if it keeps on moving. Let's zoom in so you could see what was going on here. We were concerned, ladies and gentlemen, that it was going to potentially triple top, but we also saw that there was an inverted head and shoulders and a cup and handle, and it is still trucking, ladies and gentlemen, called with the video that we did, 168%. We did the video over the weekend.
Yes, sir.
Over the weekend. YouTube. Check it out. Check it out, ladies and gentlemen. If you're having fun with SGE like we're having fun, share the stream. And it looks like it just halted up again, 168%. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Holy moly.
Yes, sir.
Holy moly. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a halt on SGE, 168%. And again, the stock has news. It actually has money.
Money.
It has money.
Money.
It's one of those few stocks that have money. Coach Nick money.
Coach Nick money.
Coach Nick money.
In the house.
In the house, ladies and gentlemen, I am excited. Are you excited? Let's go and take a look at some other tickers that are in play at this moment while we wait for SGE to resume. This is either the second or third hold. I think this is the third hold. Let's put an alert over here so that we know that if it starts to move up, we'll get a little ringy-dingy on it. A little bit of a ringy-dingy. NUVO. NUVO is fighting to break $5. $5, again, a thick float stock. Not a lot of volume, but it's been going up, and it's up 138%. 138%, and the $5 seems to be a resistance area for it. We're not seeing any news on it, but it looks like it's going to try to test our alert at $5.10. Will it break the $5 mark? It is struggling to do so. We're going to wait to see. We're waiting. We want to see what it does. And then we'll come back to you. We're going to come back to you because, well, you know what? Let's stick around. Let's see what happens here. Let's zoom in. Let's see what it looks like on the 5-minute. 5-minute chart.
5-minute chart.
5-minute chart. It's a doji. We need it to be a bottom tail. It's not forming a bottom tail. It's pulling back. Let's look at it 1 minute. And you can see clearly that it is a top tail on the 1 minute. That's not schmexy. We need to see it start to break past $5 to keep my attention, because I don't really have a high level of attention when you're not schmexy.
You're not schmexy.
I'm not going to pay attention to you. No.
Sorry, what?
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 Who?
Who?
Where?
Where?
I don't know.
What?
Who's on third base?
What's
Third
going on?
base.
What's going on?
It's going up.
going
Does
on?
it break $5?
What's going on?
It's moving so slow. Side chart is what I'm thinking. Side Nuvo side chart. I mean, I respect the 141, but unless you break my alert, It broke my alert. 160 Nuvo. 160 thickness is in the house. Let's go. You're thick. 171, and there's another. Nope, false halt. 171 Nuvo. Ladies and gentlemen, Nuvo. Sounds like, I can't say that.
No.
But that's a great song. I just want to say, that's a great song. I don't know. Is it Keep It Clean? If it's by Pitbull, keep it clean. Can you keep it clean? Keep it clean, Doubles. Keep it clean. Ladies and gentlemen, we're putting an alert at 561. Top tails in the house on the 1 minute. That is not particularly schmexy, but it surprised us before, so we'll keep an eye on it. We're waiting for resumption on SGE. Let's take a look at Mullen. And Mullen's up 22%. Okay, I mean, all right, whatever. Okay, we'll do a little alert on that. I mean, that's okay. It's okay, but, you got a lot to prove to me, Mullen. You got a lot to prove to me. You did have a parabolic run about a week or two ago, so, okay, that was a good start. Yeah. Nuvo is 150, ladies and gentlemen. 150. Nuvo. 150, but it was at 170, so it is pulled back significantly. $5 seems to be an issue for it. So we will come back to you. Mullen seems to be moving. Mullen in the house. Mullen 24%. A bit of a grind. Let's put an alert above here at 5.25. See if it keeps on moving. Again, not great movement on this, but it is up 25%. It does have news. Mullen does have news. In fact, the news is that they signed an agreement with California-based and HVIP-approved National Auto Fleet Group, and it's up 24%. Its float is only $6 million, but the volume is only $4 million. So, again, not a lot of attention on it. Too bad, Mullen. Sorry to hear that. But again, if you break the 525, we'll come back to you. Let's see what's going on with SGE, the star of the day. It has resumed. It's pulling back. SGE had a high of the day, which was, I believe, what? SGE was 100, and it was a lot. It was like 150, 160, something like that. Now it's pulling back, but it is still fighting. It has resumed. Let's go and zoom in. Let's get rid of some of these old drawings. 168 was the high of the day, ladies and gentlemen. 168 was the high of the day. And we're looking to see if it has more juice in the tank. It ran 96% on Friday. It does have news of an upcoming involvement in a SPAC merger. And that's the news of the day on this particular stock. And it is currently up 142%. It had as high of a 168%. It is in the overbought area of the RSI, and we do have a big red candle over here, ladies and gentlemen. But it does have actual true news. Well, it has news. I don't know if it's true or not. It's got news. It's got news. Whereas some of the other tickers that ran did not particularly have news. TCBP had news, and it double topped and went down. So we had two opportunities to potentially get some cashola from it. I actually traded it in the AM before it crashed and burned and did very nicely with it. Right now it seems to be curling. So let's get a graffiti pencil out. And we could see that there is a trend line over here that we will erase, and we will recalibrate what we're doing based on what we're seeing. Up! Hold on. Nuvo's moving. Nuvo did a ringy dingy. Nuvo. Nuvo, 170%. 170%. Again, fighting and fighting and fighting. Hold on. SGE in the house. SGE. SGE up 170%. 170%. Top tail. We don't like the top tail. We like the bottom tail. Bottom tail. That's what we want. We want a bottom tail, ladies and gentlemen. Getting a graffiti pencil out just in case. It is certainly in the overbought region of the RSI, but it is still a moving, and it does have news. And let's see what it looks like on the 5-minute chart. 5-minute chart is a top tail, no, doji tail red. We need it to become a bottom tail green. So far, doji red, not what we want on the 5-minute, but you know what? It is quite extended. It had a hell of a run, 170%. We're going to wait to see if it can correct itself. It is in the overbought region of the RSI. We are seeing a big red candle in the volume right over here. Right over here. Will it make it into an A, B, C, D? We don't know yet. We don't know yet. It is after 10 o'clock. Volume is down, ladies and gentlemen. But we're going to take a peek at the 1 minute and see if it can give us an A, a B, and a C, and a D. It is that tail right there hurts. That hurts right there. I don't like that tail. That is upsetting. We need to see that go away. We need this tail, this top tail, to become a bottom tail. I'm not even going to do an A, B, C, D because it seems like it's still pulling back. It's still pulling back. Will it hold at the 9 EMA? That's an important area. 9 EMA. Will it hold? Will it bounce off of it? Will it create a bottom tail and start pulling upward? Because if it starts to pull upward, then maybe I'll do a drawing of an ABCD bull.
Bull.
An ABCD bull, ladies and gentlemen. But I don't see that happening just yet. I want this candle to turn green. 2 seconds for a new candle. 2 seconds for a new candle, and the new candle is red. That is not Shamexi, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go back to Nuvo. SGE, thank you for the memories. But what have you done for me lately, Nuvo? Nuvo is a moving 210%. Ladies and gentlemen, thickness is in the house. Thickness is in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our first two-bagger of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're having fun, share the stream. Let's get it rocking and rolling. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we're going to have a high test. High test at 7:05. Let's get
DBL bagger.
a DBL bagger. Yes, indeed. Yes, sir. 7:05 is the high of day. 7:05 is the high of day. Does it test it? 214%, ladies and gentlemen. 223%. And Nuvo actually has news. It has news, I think. Wait a minute. Outset Medical, Eye Point Pharmaceuticals, Monk Health, just that it's a mover. That's the news, that it's a mover. And it's got a thick float, ladies and gentlemen. 23 million float, and the volume's only under 9 million. But it's testing the high of day, 242%. Oh, the humanity of it. Where's my tissue, ladies and gentlemen? It just broke. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's Mullen moving. Hold on. We're going to watch NUVO. Does it break the 7:05 or does it pull back? It is quite extended on the 1 minute, and it's certainly extended on the 5 minute. But what a run. 242 DBL mums? 242. Ladies and gentlemen. Where's my tissue? I need some espresso. Some espresso. Ice. And I'm doing it with a chest cold.
Yes, sir.
I love you, peeps. Ladies and gentlemen, no chest cold is going to keep me away from you. No, sir.
Love you.
No, love you. Love you. Let's see what else is cooking. Mullen was moving. We'll come back to you, NUVO. We'll come back to you, MULN. MULN up 27%, a new high of 537, and we'll put a resistance line right there, see if it can break through it. Let's zoom in. Let's take a look at it. You could see that it has been trending, and it is remaining friends with the trend, but it is quite extended on the 1, and it is quite extended on the 5-minute chart. 5-minute chart, ladies and gentlemen. So we will come back to you, and Nuvo pulled back. Let's take a look at it. It was a major pullback from Nuvo, but again, 240% run. 242, ladies and gentlemen, 242. And then we also have SGE. SGE pulled back tremendously. It gave us a 170% run.
Yeah.
I'm getting tired of these numbers. They're just too high. Maybe I should start calling 10% runners like some other people, or 15% runners. Maybe I should do that. Chat, should I call the small runners and call it a victory, or should I stick to 100% runners, 200% runners, 300% runners? I'm just saying. I'm not bragging.
Some DBI
I'm just flexing.
Oh.
I'm just flexing, yo.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, just flexing.
Boom, bang,
All right,
bang.
wait a minute. We got a little bit of courage coming in with SGE. Will it recover? It needs volume. It is certainly after 10 o'clock. So if it recovers, that would be quite interesting. But it's trying. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to keep an eye on it. I'm going to keep an eye on Nuvo, see what it does. I'll even look at Mullen. Mullen. Yeah, Mullen. Yeah, that's a ticket. Mullen. Yeah. There's the ticket right there. All right, a lot of top tails on SGE. Let's see what it looks like on the 5 minute. 5 minute. And it needs to really break this level right here of 278, and it doesn't look like it's doing it on the 5 minute. Let's see what it looks like on the 1 minute. And again, let's zoom in, zoom. And it is terribly extended, so I'm not 100% certain that it has more gas in the tank right now. But I tell you what does have gas in the tank, Nuvo, curling on up. Testing 705, high of the day. A lot of top tails there. Let's see what it looks like on the 5 minute. It's a thick stock, no news. And it has double tails on the top on the 5. I don't like that. I like the bottom tails, ladies and gentlemen.
tails.
Bottom tails is where it's at. I'm just saying. Let's see how XBP is doing. XBP was the stock that pumped like crazy and then dumped. And it is still in the dump mode. Okay. Thank you for the memories, but later for you. Let's go take a look at SGE. SGE is still in a questionable position on the 5 minute. And also on the 1 minute. It looks quite questionable. It needs to really break this 278 amount right here to be schmexy. It's in a make or break type of a situation at this point. I'm not 100% comfortable with it because it's after 10 o'clock. Volume has dropped and the stock has already run 170% today. This is make or break time, and it could very easily go down south because of the lack of volume. It ran 96% on after hours Friday and 170% today. And it has news. And maybe this is the type of stock, just maybe, that we will see around for a couple of days. You know what I mean? Maybe. Not financial advice. We're not stock or financial advisors. This is just a show. It's entertainment. Yes. Entertainment, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to Nuvo. Ladies and gentlemen, Nuvo. We're going to Nuvo, and we're going to take a look at Nuvo. And again, we can see that 705 is the high of day, and it is tantalizing it. It's going to take quite a bit of effort to break it because this is a thick stock with 23 million float. And you can see that there's a heck of a lot of top tails, but it doesn't seem to want to quit. It's still pushing upward, and we still haven't seen any news on it. No news. No. Oh no. TCBP. And again, we want to see it above the VWAP. The VWAP right here. We need to see it get over $2.40. $2.40. That's what we want to see. Here's another ticker. OM. OM is in the house. OM is currently 57%. OM is 57%. And does it have news? No news. And it is a heavy floated stock. Another heavy floated stock. 48 million. Not a lot of volume, but it's up 57%. So you know what? We will come back and check you out later. For now, SGE. Last peekaroon, and it is selling off not a complete surprise. Not a complete surprise. But DBL Knicks, I don't think we've heard the last of this particular stock. I don't think so. I'm just saying. Because it's got news and people buy the news. No, they buy the rumor.
They buy the rumor.
And they sell the news. They buy the rumor.
They sell the news.
And they sell on the news. That's usually what happens.
Rumor.
Yeah, that's what usually happens. Yeah. Nouveau. Let's see if you can break that 705. Break that 705. Come on, show me some Nouveau. Some Nouveau action, a lot of top tails. Ladies and gentlemen, I will have to say that we're going to wrap it up right around now.
Yes, sir.
If you're not subscribed to YouTube, subscribe to YouTube.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded, and remember to share.
Sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen, and you heard the man. And if you're not following us on X.com, a.k.a. Twitter, it's at Coach Nick Money, at Coach Nick Money. And if you're not following us on Twitch, it's at Coach Nick Money, at Coach Nick Money. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to join us in the Discord, where we call a lot of bangers, a lot of times. Today we called 3 of them. One of them went up over 240%. The other one went up over 170%. And then we also called another stock that went up over 100%. And all of that stuff was called either early pre-market or during the weekend before the parabolic run in the Discord. And wait a minute. Nouveau just went up 261%. 261%. The humanity of it. Oh my goodness. And that is a top tail. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the show. So join us on the Discord. The link is in the description and attached to the comments.
The pinned comment
section. All right, we're out of here. It's Coach Nick Money.
And DBL Knicks.
And the stock queen herself, DBL Moms. And we